family and friends, and fellow sailors. It is truly an honor being here today with you on such a significant and joyous occasion as a celebration of Petty Officer Henry Garcia's 20 years of service to his country and to the United States. Because that's what this is, this retirement ceremony. It is a celebration of a life dedicated to service and professionalism and all of our core values of honor, courage, and commitment. And more than that, even more than dedication, it's a celebration of success, of an exceedingly difficult job done exceptionally well over an extraordinary period of time. You know, the longer I'm in the service, the more I come to appreciate that it's not about the missions accomplished, the promotions received. It's not about the medals and the decorations. No, it's about people. People you get to work with, and people like Professor Garcia. It's an honor to be asked to perform this role, which is my first as a guest speaker. And I'm very grateful. I've witnessed many retirements over my career, and I always remember the guest speakers being crusty old men. I'm glad you decided to break that tradition and have me up here. I've been in the Navy for almost 23 years now, although it doesn't seem like it's been that long. The Navy is my home. I know the Navy, and I believe in the Navy. We have served, he and I, through one long Cold War and two hot ones, including one that is not over yet. In 1988, when MA1 enlisted, our country was a very different place than it is today. Let's take a look at some of the significant events that have taken place over MA1's career. 1988, USS Vincennes shot down an Iranian passenger plane. 1989, the Berlin Wall came down. 1990, Iraq attacked Kuwait. 1991, the U.S. got them out of Kuwait. 1993, the terrorist attack on the World Trade Center. 1995, the Oklahoma City bombing. 1998, U.S. embassies bombed in Nairobi and Kenya. 2000, the USS Cole attack in Yemen. In 2001, the World Trade Center and the Pentagon. And I think you know how things have gone since then. Though all of these historic events, there has been one constant, and that's Henry Garcia. He started his career as a BT, but finishes as a Master at Arms. All of us more seasoned sailors, like Henry and myself, started out Navy careers at another rate. Before 9/11, there were no seaman recruit, seaman apprentice, or seaman Master at Arms. Once the MA rate was opened up, its career path to all enlisted ranks, we were not getting experienced sailors from the fleet anymore. We had to mentor and develop fresh young minds into Master at Arms way of life. And Petty Officer Garcia was there to meet that new challenge. He is a leader who cares about people, the mission, and the Navy. And all those lives you've influenced will remember you. You leave a part of yourself behind in them. He was an example sailor to emulate. He never complained when given a task. He would simply respond, "Roger that," or "10 forward." And whatever it was, it got done. He always came to work with a smile and a positive mental attitude. And speaking of mental, have any of you heard the story of Professor Garcia's first experience with a weed whacker? Let me just say that if you see a manufacturer's warning about wearing flip-flops while operating a weed whacker, you can say that you know the guy that had that one. I had the honor at MA1 Garcia of being on my bowling team for 2 Captain's Cup bowling league tournaments while here in AFL Central. Week after week, he would comment on bringing his A game to the league nights. And week after week, we got to hear about how the lanes were screwed up, or he couldn't find that house ball that he preferred. Before every game, he would look at me and say, "I'm going to beat your score this time." Before every game. Well, Pastor Garcia is a man of his word. And during the last game of the season this year, he finally beat my score. Now he's moving on to greener pastures, and I am proud to stand up here today to bear witness to a life spent in service and sacrifice, professionalism and honor. Pastor Garcia, thank you for all that you have done for our country, for me, and for all those that have served with you. Thank you for your service, your professionalism, your excellence, and thank you for the last 20 years. Stand easy, Pastor Garcia. You have finished the race. You have kept the faith. It's over, and job well done. Henry, we have the watch now. You stand relieved. Thank you.